Today, while students of a bioecology class from Carson High School were digging for Indian artifacts at the site of an ancient Indian village dating back 1,000 years, dedication ceremonies were held, marking the village an historic site. Carson Councilman Gilbert Smith is chairman of the Carson Indian Historical Committee. Mr. Smith, how did this come about?
Well, first of all, a young man here in the city of Carson by the name of Mike Myers came to my office at the time that I served as mayor of Carson, and he asked whether or not there would be a chance to preserve some of the history and culture of the Indian community here in Carson. And in turn, he outlined the area in which he had recovered some artifacts. We made contact with the landowners, Watson Industrial Properties, and from that, nearly 2 years of work went into the project. A citizens committee was formed, and many of the local Indian representatives were involved in the activity, and today we're going to dedicate all of those efforts as well as the village.
Today's ceremony marks the dedication of the site. The artifacts found at this location will be on display at the new Carson Library and at Cal State Dominguez. Stan Chambers reporting from Carson.
Those that have worked with me for this nearly 2 years.
Monument dedicated to Indians in Los Angeles County?
Yes, it is, and we've done quite a bit of research to that extent that we have contacted the people within Los Angeles County and the County Advisory Committee on Landmarks, and we've been told that to the best of all of the records they've been able to check, there is no other monument such as the one that is here in Carson.
What was the Indian village that was here in the early 1500s?
The village was called Suangna, and the village was made up of a variety of Indian tribes. They seem to have congregated in this general area from throughout the Southern California area. A predominant Indian group that lived here was of the Chumash makeup. However, they did seem to embody, or at least the village did anyway, a variety of Indian tribes, and consequently the term Suangna for the village is generally applied because it was not limited to one Indian tribe.
Now, we're on an original land grant, is that true?
Yes, we are. This village was actually part of the Rancho Dominguez, which Pedro Fages, the governor of California in 1782, had granted to Juan Dominguez as part of the his land grant, and it's commonly referred to as Rancho Dominguez or Dominguez Rancho.
And I understand that the Dominguez Rancho is still basically within the original family.
Yes, it is. As a matter of fact, the names Watson and Carson, Dominguez, Delamo, all referred to heirs of the Dominguez family. In turn, their holdings are pretty much held intact today. Mrs. Esther Wood, President of the Carson Coordinating Council. Next, Mrs. Thelma Strelitz, former President of the Coordinating Council, an active citizen here in our community, and I don't know whether she is. And I'd like to thank each and every one of you. I know that in the past it seemed as though recognition to those in the audience that are not on the program. First, from our City Council, I'd like to introduce